Hi and welcome to this reading. This reading is part of a series of readings that I am doing that will be housed in a playlist called The Wheel Within the Wheel. Pulling in lots of energies that align with the number 7, the number 77, 777 and 4 sevens. Now, normally I do a bit of research. This reading was a bit cryptic. This message was a bit cryptic. I had a dream 2 nights ago, and I don't remember the dream at all. But what happened? Actually, I had 2 dreams. The first dream, I woke up, and I heard when 3 become 1. I went back to sleep. I was dreaming again, and then I woke up again, and I heard it again. When 3 become 1, but this time I heard when 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, and a prophet. Now, as I said to you, I've been pulling through this energy of the number 7. 3 sevens. I don't know what this is. And there will probably be more messages that come through over the coming months in relation to this. When 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, and a prophet. So I'm going to pull some cards and I'm going to see what I can pull out today. All of my readings are timeless. What I can pull out. Number 40, consolation and comfort. That card is the Page of Cups, which is the moon in Pisces. It's hidden. It's currently hidden. Consolation and comfort. The Page of Cups. 46. Why did I say that? It's 56. Poyel, fulfillment. 46 aligns with the Knight of Cups, which is the moon in Scorpio. Again, hidden. Something about death and rebirth here. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. When 3 become 1. When I think of the number 3, I think of, I just heard the 3 days of darkness. Death and rebirth, which is obviously resurrection. But 56 aligns with the 2 of Pentacles, which is Jupiter in Capricorn. I just heard divine balance. I just heard it's something that is given to you, but it's something that has to be developed. Meaning that all I got was, when 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, a prophet. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. Now, when I was talking to my son about it yesterday, because I was like, I got this weird message in my dream. He said, isn't that a saint, Mum? A sign, a symbol, a prophet. I don't know. Is it a saint? Anyway, I'm just going to leave that there. Now, I'm going to get, this is my Divine Messages Oracle deck. When 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, a prophet. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. It is about a spiritual journey that you're on. I don't know whether this is an individual message, a collective message. Let's get an energy. There we go. It's a new beginning. The Fool. That's Uranus. That is earthquakes. Uranus is the planet of earthquakes. The Fool card. Uranus goes into Gemini, which is a choice, a juggle. Uranus goes into Gemini, the 3 of Wands and the Page of Wands. New journey, Page of Wands. And the 3 of Wands is looking out on new horizons. Because this is the 2 of Pentacles, which is trying to find balance. The Fool card is Uranus. Uranus goes into Gemini, which used to be called the Choice card. But that's a new beginning. You have to learn the spiritual lessons in order to get the new beginning. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. So maybe it's something that you have to pull through on your own. You need to look for when 3 become 1. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. Now, let me tell you, in the last couple of days, I've been doing lots and lots of stuff on Saturn and how Saturn plays out in your chart. Excuse me, I'm just opening up. And you go through your Saturn return at around 28 years. And then you go through another one at 56 years and then another one at 84 years. When 3 become 1. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. Physical, mental, spiritual. So 28 years, Saturn, wherever it was in your chart when you were born, takes 28 years to get back there, which means that goes through all the signs in the zodiac for roughly 7 years. Interesting. So interesting. This is going to be another one of those readings. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. Maybe that's what you're looking for. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. As you work through those angles of Saturn rolling through your chart, a sign, a symbol, a prophet, and it brings you to this new beginning. And I'm going to say it again. It comes through all the time. The card actually, there's a card in here called Rochelle, and it is the King of Cups. It's an angel that aligns with the King of Cups, which is Neptune in Pisces, which is going down to the depths. Neptune is going down to the bottom of your soul, and pulling out the things that you require to get yourself into good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. It's about a journey. Now, that particular card, the angel that aligns with is Rochelle. In the story of Jacob and Rachel, which is a biblical story, Jacob wrestled for the first 77 years of that 84-year cycle of his life. He wrestled for the first 77 years with God. That's why it's called Jacob's Trouble. At 77 years, he had a dream, and he dreamt about the stairway to heaven. The Golden Gate, Scorpio, the Golden Gate to heaven. The Silver Gate, which is Taurus energy. The Golden Gate is Scorpio energy, which is death and rebirth, which is also Pluto. We're currently in a Pluto and Aquarius transit at the moment, which is 20 years long, which is spiritual revolution. Think of the American Revolution, the French Revolution. It happens every 250 years. Spiritual revolution. Let me just do the math, because I think there would be 3 84-year rotations within that 250 years. Yeah, 2.9. So roughly 3. Interesting. So it's this huge, big collective revolution. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual, but on an individual level, a sign, a symbol, a prophet. When 3 become 1, when 3 larger Saturn cycles merge, when 3 larger 250-year or 248-year Saturn cycles that are within a Pluto and Aquarius transit, which is 248 years, converge. When your 3 Saturn returns, which is within an 84-year cycle, converge. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. And if you think about the life expectancy of people now, obviously it's much, much longer. Taurus, the gate of man, which is the Silver Gate, and then you go in the gate of the gods, which is the Golden Gate. Where you are when you leave the earth. Take this reading as it resonates. You could be looking at the smaller cycle, even the smaller cycle, one of the 7-year periods within that 28-year period. You could be sitting somewhere in it, but collectively we're sitting a wheel within a wheel, a cycle within a cycle, and it all has to do with the number 7, because 7s are everywhere, right? 7 days of the week, 7 deadly sins. God made the heaven and the earth, even the book of Genesis, in 7 days. Even the amount of 7s that are referenced within that book of Genesis, I did a reading on that actually. 7s are everywhere. And to get to heaven, even if you look at the swastika, It is, I can't draw it, 4 sevens. And one of those sevens is meant to be in alignment with the stairway to heaven, which is Jacob at 77. The stairway to heaven in the night sky is the North Star, the Pole Star, the compass, good health, spiritual, mental, and physical, the compass that everybody uses. And it's surrounded by Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, which both have 7 stars. Okay, let us get an energy. Let's have a look at what's happening in the 3D. When 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, and a prophet. What is this? There we've got a 3. Celebration. When 3 become 1. And the moon. The 3 of Cups is Mercury in Cancer. So communication coming through to you. The moon is divine feminine energy. It's coming through to you intuitively. The moon is Pisces and Neptune. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. A sign, a symbol, and a prophet. When 3 become 1, but it's hidden. What do we want to open? Yeah, look at that. Intuition. You've got to find it. And maybe this reading, because the Queen of Cups is intuition, maybe this reading, this is Neptune in Libra. But to find it, you've got to be balanced. You've got to be spiritually balanced. The more balanced you are spiritually, the more messages that you will get. Hangman is the Epiphany. The more messages that you will get. When 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, and a prophet. So the Queen of Cups is divine feminine energy. And the King of Cups is obviously divine masculine energy. Even if we're just looking at the Emperor and the Empress, divine feminine, divine masculine energy, not gender specific. It's got to come into balance. And please just excuse the noise in the background. You've got distractions. You've got to go somewhere where there's quiet. When 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, a prophet. The answers that you seek are not found, are found in the silence, is what I want to say. The answers you seek are found in the silence. Okay, let's have a look at what's happening in when 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, and a prophet. 3. When 3 become 1, Mercury in Cancer, it's communication. And Cancer is the moon. The 10 of Swords. Well, that's completion. A sign, a symbol, and a prophet. The 10 of Swords is the Sun in Gemini. And I want to say here, it's almost spiritual enlightenment that comes through pain. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. How you pull yourself back. Consolation and comfort. How you nurture yourself. And then what's happening in the soul. It's a new beginning. This is, he's an explorer, Page of Wands. Saturn in Sagittarius. The explorer. I'm not going to go too deep because I want to get some clarifying cards. That's exploration after heartbreak. But whatever this is, it's hidden. Yeah, look, 7 of Wands on the bottom. It's almost like I'm getting that just... This reading is actually meant to be developing your intuition. I'm not meant to give you too much. Good health, physicals, a sign, a symbol, a prophet. Now, what I would say to you is we all teach each other. If you pick up on something that's glaringly obvious to you, but I'm missing, put it in the comments. I often get my biggest points of inspiration reading the comments section on other people's videos. And I think, why didn't I see that? Well, it's because it was hidden. Because I was thinking. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual is about not thinking that you know the answers. Because the Seven of Wands is a card of putting your hand up, saying, no, I already know. Don't assume that you already know. Because, and it happened in the last reading, I've been getting a song for months and months and months. And I had this kind of epiphany moment in the last reading where I realized why I'd been getting it. But I almost unknowingly had a spiritual block up to it. You've got a spiritual block up to something. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. A sign, a symbol. You've got a spiritual block up to a sign, a symbol. That's a sign that's been given to you. Mercury in Cancer is a card of communication. A prophetic message. A sign, a symbol, when the three become one. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. A prophetic message that's coming to you, but you've got a spiritual block up to it. This could be a reading for me. Watch me get egg on my face. 5 of Cups. That's the message from the man upstairs. The 5 of Cups. Now, in that original drawing of that card, there's a guy, and he's turned, and he's facing 3 cups. And behind him, there's 2 cups. But he can't see the 2 cups because he's got his back to it. He can't see the moon, the 2 cups, because he's got his back to it, because he's focused on what he thinks is the message. He's focused on what he thinks is the message. But there's nothing in those cups. The message is behind. The message is behind. The message is behind him. There's a message, like I said to you, I've been getting that song for months. You've been getting messages about whatever this is in your life. And you've gone exploring. Yeah, look at that, the 10 of Swords, which is what's happening in the 3D, what's happening in the soul. You've gone off on this adventure thinking that you know where the answers are, when the reality is that the direction you've taken yourself is based on past trauma, and that's not where the message is. Yeah, you've charged forward, Knight of Wands. What's happening? No, this is the outcome. There's a new beginning being afforded to you. Yeah, the outcome. My voice is closing up. 7 of Wands. Don't be defensive to the way a message is coming to you. The Knight of Pentacles. It's about learning good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. This is Saturn in Capricorn. Lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson. And in life, you get the test and then you learn the lesson. Whereas in school, we got the lesson first and then you learn the test. It's backwards. The lesson, the spiritual message, a sign, a symbol, a prophet, when 3 become 1, you actually drove right past it. You missed it. You missed it. But it's okay, because you can go back. Okay, let me get one of these. I don't know why I did that, but I was just called to do that. I normally clarify. Boundaries. Boundaries. You've put boundaries up to messages that are trying to come through to you. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. Hidden things that are done in the dark. Now, that's not nefarious in this instance. That's saying that the message you're meant to be receiving is hidden. Mastery, divine intervention, and walking away. You're in obstacles are lessons in disguise. This is a riddle, a sign, a symbol, a prophet. When 3 become 1, walking away from what you already know. Divine intervention, allowing the divine to give you the messages when you're meant to get them. Mastery, good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. That means good sleep. I can take a lesson from that. Good health. Mental, physical, and spiritual. And that's when the communication comes in. And it comes in from somewhere where you least expect it. And that in itself is part of the lesson. Okay, I'm really excited about this reading. Let's get this hidden communication. It's like I'm getting that McFly tapping on somebody's head. Your guides have been, yeah, look at that. Your guides have been trying to communicate with you. You're asleep at the wheel. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. The Four of Swords. The King of Wands. Sometimes this guy goes on a journey, right? Creatively goes on a journey. But if he's unbalanced, he's headed off down a path. It's like, it's like the guy who won't admit that without the sat-nav, he doesn't know where he's going, or that he knows a faster way or a better way, when the reality is the sat-nav is God. The GPS is God. GPS, God's pathway to your soul. The soul journey. Okay, let's have a look. The Eight of Cups and the Page of Wands. That's kind of walking away. But which way are you walking? The Page of Wands. Page of Wands here. Exploring in the wrong direction. Obstacles are lessons in disguise. Okay. A sign, a symbol, and a prophet. When three become one. Strength. That's my God card. What's happening in the soul? Maybe the strength to admit you were going the wrong way. The Star. Guided by a star. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. This is very cryptic, this reading. Okay, the message from the man upstairs. I think this is just going to be Page of Swords, which is the Sun in Gemini. A choice. Gemini is the choice. Which way you were walking. That is the Ace of Wands, which is the wand where... That was Aaron's rod. Basically, when Moses and his brother Aaron parted the Red Sea, that was the wand. They took a leap of faith. They made a choice to take a leap of... It's into the unknown. What's that Aurora song, Into the Unknown? That's just ringing in my head. They took a leap of faith to go on a spiritual journey, and they just had to trust. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. When three become one. This is one of those readings that's actually going to come out over multiple readings. That message is still going to come through. Now, that is Mars and Aries. It's somebody in ego, making a decision in ego to go a certain way. Wrong way, go back. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. Making a decision in ego to go a certain way. An enlightenment. And maybe you get the enlightenment. Maybe you get the good health, physical, mental, and spiritual, because Uranus is the card of, or is the planet of earthquakes. When something drastic happens, you get the enlightenment. When something drastic happens, when you realize that you miss the signs, you miss the symbols, you miss the prophetic message in something. But that's actually what brings you into alignment. Because we've got number 40, consolation and comfort. You get the balance. The Two of Pentacles is Jupiter and Capricorn. It's like, you know, where was I building? Where was I going? You get the balance through spiritual enlightenment, justice, which is balance. The scales of justice. And another angel. 56 Poyel, fulfillment. That's the Two of Pentacles. Why did I think that that was the Two of Pentacles? That's the Page of Cups. There you go. That's meant to come out like that because the Two of Pentacles was literally sitting underneath. Justice, truth and freedom. Mebahel. Number 14, which is the Eight of Swords, which is a release. A sign, a symbol, a prophet, which is a release. So the Page of Cups is a spiritual journey, a hidden spiritual journey that you're on, that ends in fulfillment because you get the balance. Right. Okay. Let's get you a moon. The moon wax is inspiring the persistence of luminous dreams. You're getting messages in your dreams. I would say to you, because when I had that first dream that night, as I was falling back to sleep, I was thinking to myself, I should write that down, I should write that down, I should write that down. And then all of a sudden I was asleep. But that message was trying to come through. So when I had the second dream, I actually sat up and I remembered when 3 becomes 1, a sign, a symbol, a prophet, and I wrote it down. Keep a piece of paper and a pen next to your bed, or even just your phone, and just type it into your text message to yourself. The persistence of luminous dreams. A luminous dream is when you are enlightened to something within the dream state. Okay, let's get a Nodes of Destiny. South Node, which is what you are releasing. South Node in the first house. It's been all about putting yourself in the spotlight to uncover your true self. But hey, it's time to realize that being kind to others doesn't mean losing yourself in the process. This is where we wave goodbye to old habits to make room for personal growth. It's like our spiritual stretch zone. Being kind to others doesn't mean losing yourself. First house is about ego. So maybe you've been on a spiritual journey and you thought that you knew everything. But the reality is that your signs, your symbols and prophetic messages can actually come from, like I said, like in comment sections. Comment sections in music, in films. At the moment I'm watching House of David. I haven't even got through the second episode yet and I am getting download after download after download. It's crazy. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. Now these are my love songs. It's just I'm being guided to use them. Beautiful soul. It's a soul journey. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. You're the one I want to chase. You're the one I want to hold. I won't let another minute go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. The message in that can be the name of the song, the name of the artist, what the artist was going through at the time that they wrote that song. It can be the lyrics of the song. It can be, there might be a message in the album cover of that song. There might be a message like, I had Jeff Buckley coming through the other day, the song Hallelujah. Well, part of the message in that was that that song is from the album Grace. And this year, within the Catholic Church, this year is the year of grace. 2025 is the year of grace. There's messages everywhere. There could be a message in the music video. Or you might hear that song playing when you walk in to pay for your petrol, when you go to the gas station. That song might be playing and it might align with something that you were thinking about as part of what's happening currently on your soul journey. That song might just be a prompt at a time when you are meant to tap into your intuition. Okay, let's get when 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol and a prophet. Does make a little bit of noise. Scrabble tiles in here, letters and numbers. I'm going to give it a shake. We'll see what comes out. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to be obedient. An R and a 1. A P. Rest in peace. an R and a 1, a P and a 3, an N and a 1, an L and a 1, an S and a 1, and an M and a 3. I'm going to get you 3 final cards, and then I'm going to leave you in your thoughts. Anything else we need to know? A sign, a symbol, a prophet. 2 of Cups, soul journey that you're on with somebody else. This is an alignment within yourself, masculine, feminine energy coming into balance because you're pulling in that divine, feminine, intuitive energy, not gender specific, which actually brings you into alignment on your soul journey. Spiritual awakening, the Hermit card. That is Chiron and Virgo. And the 6 of Cups. Yeah, look at that. The answer. A sign, a symbol, a prophet. When 3 become 1. The answer, this is the card of the past. You already whizzed past the answer to whatever it is you're looking for. You whizzed right past it. You took off down the freeway thinking that you knew how to get somewhere because you thought that you were more spiritually enlightened. Your internal spiritual GPS was more enlightened than God's GPS, and you took off down the road and you missed some sort of sign. The 4 of Pentacles on the bottom. That's the Sun in Capricorn. You missed a sign. What's that song? Out of reach. Out of reach. Wasn't right. Heard the sign. I was stupid for a while. That's from Bridget Jones's diary. She went on a spiritual journey. I was stupid for a while. Something. Now I feel like a fool. There's something in that song. I'll list those songs. Any songs that have come through, I'll list them in the description box. As I said, if you want to leave your thoughts in the comments section, feel free to do so. When 3 become 1, a sign, a symbol, a prophet. If you're called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can also be found. I actually don't think I said that. I don't think I did my spiel at all. These messages are timeless. I'll just put it in at the end. These messages are timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. If it resonates with you, please give the reading a like. If you feel like somebody else needs to hear this message, please share it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And all of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs because I'm also an illustrator. So the links to those can be found in the description box. That's where I'm going to leave it. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you in another reading.